On ADK Sports Performance Families, Coach Ryan here with this week's Coach's Corner. And this week I want to talk about a question that we get from a lot of parents, and that is my athlete lifting too heavy? And like a lot of things in sports performance, the answer to that, unfortunately, is it depends, because there's a lot of factors that are going to go into are they lifting too heavy or not. With most athletes, the thing that a lot of people don't know is when you're running or when you're jumping and landing off of something, you're going to be absorbing 3 to 8 times your body weight from forces based on those activities. So in terms of lifting weights, most of our athletes aren't lifting 3 to 8 times their body weight. So just to kind of keep that in mind when your athletes are starting to get stronger and starting to load up weights on some exercises. But there's a lot of factors that go into how much weight an athlete is going to be lifting with us. Big thing for that, especially in some of our younger groups, is maturity. So obviously if an athlete is not mature enough to handle loading up an exercise, we're going to not load them up because safety is our number one priority with that. However, if they are mature enough and their technique does warrant it, then they can load things up on things like goblet squats and things like that. And a lot of the exercises that we choose are set up to set them up for success based on different constraints that we'll put on the lift to make sure that they're doing it properly and help build that technique. So that's going to be a really big factor, is their maturity as well as their technique on a lift. And that's going to determine if they are able to load up weight on different exercises. So like I said, the answer is kind of it depends, but more often than not, they aren't lifting too heavy because of those forces that we see that their body's going to be absorbing from running, jumping, and things like that. So building up good technique and loading up weight over time, slowly and surely. Again, going back to that slow cooker versus our microwave when it comes to adding weight to our athletes' exercises. If you have questions about strength training, if you're concerned about your athlete's strength training, feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to discuss that in depth with you about your athlete. See you next week.